The African savanna stretches endlessly beneath a merciless sun. In the golden grass, shadows move. Dust rises. A sound splits the air, not a roar, but something fiercer, something deadlier. High-pitched yells. The yelps of a coordinated kill. Wild dogs. They are racing across the plains at 45 miles per hour, their prey stumbling, exhausted, doomed. But wait, a distant roar thunders across the landscape. Everything stops. The hunters become the hunted. Welcome to the savanna's most violent stage, where the question isn't who has the biggest teeth, but who has the smartest strategy. Wild dogs versus lions. Who really rules the savanna? The African wild dog is a ghost of the savanna. Golden tan fur, enormous rounded ears, and eyes that burn with intelligence. But look closer at their feet. 4 toes, not 5 like their cousin the dog. Look at their faces. Long, lean, built for endurance rather than raw power. These animals weigh perhaps 50 to 80 pounds, a fraction of a lion's weight. They are the underdogs of the predator world. Yet across the sprawling grasslands of the Serengeti, the Kalahari, and the Okavango Delta, they are the most efficient hunters Africa has ever produced. A pack of 8 dogs moves through the savanna at dawn. Their ears twitch in unison. Their formations shift without a sound, without a visible signal. This is communication beyond words, a language of body, rhythm, and purpose. These dogs don't roar. They don't need to. The yelps they produce are surgical. Each sound serves a purpose. Contact calls keep the pack bonded across distance. Alarm barks, warn of danger, and that distinctive high-pitched whooping, that's the sound of victory, the sound of their identity echoing across the plains. They are telling the savanna, we are here, we are organized, we are unstoppable. The pack has spotted an impala herd in the distance. These graceful animals, weighing no more than 50 pounds, should be easy prey. But impala are built for a different kind of speed. Explosive acceleration, zigzag evasion. The wild dogs know this. They don't charge. Instead, they fan out. Their strategy is mathematics. One dog sprints toward the herd, forcing them to scatter. As the impala bolt in different directions, 2 more dogs peel off, each pursuing a separate target. The herd fragments. The hunters have turned chaos into a hunt by design. A young male impala sees the golden shapes approaching and runs. His muscles burn, his lungs scream. He leaps, bounds, changes direction. But the wild dogs don't tire. Their legs are built for distance, for perseverance. One dog draws ahead, then another. The impala's escape route narrows, and suddenly it's over. Not with a throat bite like a lion might deliver, but with a systematic, brutal collaboration. The dogs move with surgical precision, and within seconds, the impala's flight has ended. The pack has claimed its victory, but wild dogs don't eat alone. Within moments of the kill, the hierarchy dissolves. The alpha pair eats first, but not much more than the others. Food is distributed. Pack members regurgitate meat for younger dogs who didn't participate in the hunt. Pups are fed first. This is not the savage competition of lions over a kill. This is cooperation, family, survival as a unit. On the savanna, this makes them more dangerous than any solitary predator. They hunt with 90% success rate. Lions, 30% on their best days. Wild dogs are not the strongest. They are the smartest. They are the hungriest. They are the most determined. But success breeds challenges. The wild dog pack, now with several kills under their belt this week, has become careless. They range deeper into acacia woodland, following a trail of zebra tracks. The trees here are thicker. Visibility drops. It's an advantage for predators who hunt differently. A leopard watches from a high branch. This cat, draped across wood like living bronze, is Africa's perfect assassin. At 100 to 140 pounds, the leopard is heavier than any individual wild dog, built with retractable claws, a bite force that can crush bone, and the patience of a hunter who understands that stealth is more valuable than speed. The leopard has killed antelope here. It has hidden carcasses in these trees, storing them as pantries for lean times. This is its territory, and a pack of wild dogs moving through it is a threat. The wild dogs move below, unaware, their noses to the ground, their attention on the zebra trail, and then movement in the canopy above. The leopard launches. It's not a gradual leap, it's an explosion. The golden predator drops like a stone, aimed directly at the nearest wild dog. Reflexes ignite, the pack scatters. The leopard's claws rake through air, missing by inches. The dog's yells pierce the air, not whoops of triumph now, but alarm calls of genuine danger. The pack regroups instantly. 4 dogs circle the leopard. The cat, for a moment, has lost its advantage. It is no longer the ambusher, but the corner. Leopards are solitary hunters, built for one-on-one combat, not mob attacks. The dogs snap, they feint, they press closer. The leopard spits, then bounds for the nearest tree. With incredible agility, it flows up the trunk like liquid gold. Within moments, it's impossibly high, perched on a thin branch, staring down at the pack below. The wild dogs bark. The leopard growls. An understanding passes between them. This territory isn't won or lost today. This is just another round in an endless game. The wild dogs move on, having learned a lesson. The savanna doesn't belong to one predator, it belongs to all of them. The real threat comes from an unexpected direction. As the wild dog pack makes another kill, this time a young zebra separated from its herd, the sound carries across the grassland. High-pitched yells, the yelps of success. A hyena hears it, then another, and another. Within minutes, 4 hyenas are converging on the scene, moving with powerful legs built for both speed and distance. Hyenas are misunderstood. They are not scavengers, but hunters. Their bite force at 1,000 pounds per square inch is the strongest bite of any land mammal. Their front legs are longer than their back legs, giving them a unique posture built for power rather than grace. They are Africa's second most formidable pack hunters after wild dogs. And right now, they are hungry and angry. The collision is violent. The wild dogs have claim to the kill, but hyenas don't recognize such niceties. They charge in, jaws snapping. The wild dogs defend their prize, but they are outnumbered by larger, heavier animals. The wild dogs snap and dodge. The hyenas gore and bite. It's chaos without strategy. It's desperation meets opportunity. After several minutes of fierce combat, the wild dogs realize a hard truth. They cannot hold this kill. They abandon the carcass and retreat. The hyenas feast, growling and snarling at each other. It's a loss for the wild dogs, but not a catastrophe. These efficient hunters will make another kill within hours. But this encounter reveals an uncomfortable reality. The wild dog pack is not invincible. They are one of several top predators in an ecosystem where resources are finite and hunger is constant. On the savanna, every predator knows today you hunt, tomorrow you might be driven away by something larger, stronger, or more numerous. As evening falls, the wild dog pack retreats to their den, a burrow system on slightly elevated ground, chosen for visibility and defensibility. Here, pups wait. These juvenile dogs, barely 8 weeks old, have spent the day playing, wrestling, learning. They tumble over each other like puppies, anywhere in the world. But they are being educated in the most violent university on earth. The adults arrive with meat. The pups crowd around yelping with excitement. The hierarchy matters here. The alpha female and alpha male are the only two that breed. In a pack of 8 to 10 dogs, only the dominant pair reproduces. This ensures genetic diversity and prevents overbreeding. The other dogs, often from previous litters, act as helpers, babysitters, hunters, protectors. If a pup goes missing, any adult wild dog will risk life to retrieve it. An alpha female is more than just a breeder. She is the coordinator of hunts, the strategist, the enforcer of pack law. When the pack mobilizes for a hunt, she determines the direction. Her calls organize the formation. The alpha male, equally important, maintains the territory and defends against rivals. Together, they are the intelligence center of the operation. And crucially, this hierarchy is not maintained through constant violence. It's maintained through respect, through understanding, through complex social relationships that humans are only beginning to comprehend. One pup wanders away from the den as night approaches. Predators hunt at night. The savanna becomes a different world when darkness falls. A baboon shriek echoes from a nearby acacia tree. Leopards are in this area. The mother wild dog, alert to every sound, immediately locates the wayward pup. She nips at it gently, redirecting it back to the safety of the den. Moments like these, thousands per season, build a pack that works with precision. It builds a family. The question of this documentary finally becomes urgent when a lion coalition enters the wild dog territory. 3 male lions, each weighing nearly 400 pounds, each equipped with a roar that carries for 5 miles. These are nomadic males, driven from their pride lands by older, stronger lions. They are dangerous not just because of their size and strength, but because they have nothing to lose. Wild dogs hunt to eat. Lions hunt and eat, but they also hunt for sport. Lions kill for dominance. Lions kill to secure territory. When a pride of lions encounters a pack of wild dogs, what unfolds is not just predation. It's warfare. It's about who gets to claim this land, who gets to feed here, who gets to survive. The wild dog pack is in the distance when the lions appear. Their ears swivel. Their body language shifts. Fear is not the word. Wild dogs feel something more complicated. They recognize danger, but they also recognize that running is not their only option. The pack moves toward a water hole for their evening drink. The lions, spotting the dogs, begin to move, walking, stalking. The wild dogs see them and freeze. For a moment, the 2 predator families regard each other across 60 yards of broken grass. Then the lead male lion roars. It is apocalyptic. It rattles something primal. The wild dogs, despite their intelligence and coordination, are dwarfed by the sound alone. And then, without formal decision, the lions charge. They don't sprint. They advance with the confidence of animals that know they cannot be stopped. The wild dog pack scatters instantly, abandoning the water hole. What follows is not a hunt. It's a rout. The lions don't catch anyone, but they don't need to. They have proven a point. This is now lion territory. But wild dogs don't stay defeated. That night, the pack councils. This is not metaphorical. When wild dogs gather, something akin to decision-making occurs. Their body language shifts. Their vocalizations change. Through mechanisms we don't fully understand, the pack reaches a consensus. They will avoid direct confrontation with the lions. Instead, they will adjust their hunting patterns, move to different areas, hunt at different times. They will survive through adaptation rather than confrontation. The next day demonstrates this philosophy. The wild dogs hunt in the early morning before the lions have fully mobilized. They target smaller prey, impala, gazelle, young warthogs. They move faster and make multiple kills, caching some meat for later. The lions, waking later in the heat of the day, pursue their own strategy, hunting a Cape buffalo calf separated from the herd. The buffalo herd, dozens of animals each weighing over 1,000 pounds, charges the lions. The lions, despite their power, are forced to abandon the kill. The buffalo have numbers and determination. The lions retreat, licking their wounds. This is the ecosystem in action. Wild dogs hunt impala and gazelle, lions hunt buffalo and zebra, hyenas scavenge and hunt smaller prey, leopards hunt alone in the trees, crocodiles wait in the water. Each predator occupies its niche. Each species has evolved to exploit a different hunting strategy, a different prey size, a different habitat. The balance is not peaceful, but it is functional, it is sustainable, and it is beautiful in its complexity. But the savanna is not just about predators and the strategies of killing. It's about prey and the exquisite mechanisms of survival. A zebra herd grazes in the evening light, striped bodies moving like an animated optical illusion. The stripes serve multiple purposes: group cohesion, defense against insects, heat regulation. But mostly, the zebra herd is about survival through numbers. When a wild dog pack appears, the zebras don't flee. They tighten their formation. They watch. The young foals press close to mothers who have evolved an astonishing maternal ferocity. A single zebra cannot outrun a wild dog, but a zebra herd can. They scatter and regroup, presenting a moving target that confuses and exhausts predators. When the dogs tire, the zebras have won. When lions approach, the zebra herd does something even more dramatic. The stallions move to the front. The mares and foals compress into the center. The stallions will fight. They will kick. They will use their teeth. A zebra kick can break a lion's jaw. A zebra bite can sever tendons. Individually, zebras lose to lions. Collectively, they hold ground through sheer will and coordination. The impala, smaller and more fragile, use speed and evasion. They are built like dancers, light, balanced, with explosive acceleration. When a wild dog pack pursues an impala, the impala's only advantage is agility. But it's a real advantage. Many hunts fail because the prey's turning radius is tighter, its reflex is sharper. The impala exploits the wild dog's weakness. They are built for endurance, not maneuverability at close range. It's a brutal game of advantages and disadvantages, of evolution competing against evolution. Not all savanna predators hunt. Some exploit the kills of others. A martial eagle, 3 feet of wingspan and fierce intelligence, watches the landscape below. These birds are hunters in their own right, capable of taking young antelopes and other prey. But mostly, they watch. They wait for kills. When wild dogs bring down an impala, when lions feast on buffalo, when hyenas gorge on wildebeest, the martial eagle circles. Soaring on thermals, it can see for miles. It waits for the predators to finish or abandon their kills. Then it descends with terrifying speed, landing on the carcass, tearing away what it can carry. Below the eagles, moving in clouds, come the vultures. These misunderstood birds are essential to the savanna's survival. A carcass in Africa's heat will rot in hours, breeding disease and parasites. But vultures can process these bodies in minutes. Their stomach acid is so powerful it can dissolve bones. Their beaks can tear through hide the teeth cannot penetrate. When a kill is made, vultures begin to gather within moments, circling, waiting. And when the moment comes, they descend in a frenzy of wings and necks and hunger. Within an hour, a carcass that would have taken weeks to decompose is reduced to bones and memories. The Nile crocodile waits in rivers and water holes, a reminder that the savanna's biggest threats don't always come from land. These armored reptiles, some exceeding 15 feet, are ambush predators of extraordinary patience. A zebra herd comes to drink. The crocodile, motionless for hours, recognizes its moment, an explosion of water, a death roll. The zebra is pulled under. The crocodile doesn't eat immediately. It drowns its prey, then stores the body in an underwater cache, waiting for the decomposition that makes the meat easier to consume. Crocodiles are dinosaurs in time. They have ruled African waterways for millions of years. They ask no permission from lions or wild dogs. They simply wait. They simply take. Here is the truth about the African savanna that cameras rarely capture. The wild dog is neither the most powerful nor the most impressive predator. The lion is larger. The hyena has a stronger bite. The leopard is more beautiful. The crocodile is more ancient. Yet, for all their inferiority and raw power, wild dogs regulate the ecosystem in ways that are profound. Wild dogs target the animals that other predators ignore. Younger prey, more fragile prey that would otherwise overpopulate. They hunt with such efficiency that they take only what they need. They create kills that feed not just themselves, but eagles and vultures and hyenas. When wild dogs arrive in an ecosystem, the entire balance shifts. Prey populations become healthier because the weak are removed. Vegetation becomes healthier because prey populations are controlled. Even lions benefit indirectly as the wild dog's presence pushes prey animals into areas where lions can hunt more easily. But wild dogs are in trouble. Their population has crashed from millions to only a few thousand across Africa. They are killed by diseases like rabies and distemper. They are killed by herders who see them as threats to livestock. They lose habitat to human expansion, and they are killed by lions. A lion will kill wild dogs not for food, but for sport, for dominance, for the simple fact that in the savanna's calculus, one predator must eliminate the threats to its own survival. One wild dog pack, having made a successful zebra kill, finds itself suddenly surrounded by a pride of 5 lionesses. The dogs have fed for perhaps 20 minutes. The lionesses form a perimeter. There is no escape route. The alpha male wild dog faces a terrible choice: fight or abandon the kill. He barks signals. The pack forms a tight defensive unit, pushing away from the carcass, allowing the lionesses to take control. Within seconds, the wild dogs are gone, melting into the grassland. The lionesses feed. It is a loss, but it is not a catastrophe. The wild dogs will hunt again within hours. This dynamic, predators competing for the same resources, predators coexisting despite obvious conflict, defines the savanna. There is no peace. There is only balance. And that balance is maintained by the constant pressure of competing needs, competing strategies, competing evolutionary arms races. But the savanna is not just predators and prey. It is shaped fundamentally by herbivores. The African elephant, the largest land animal on Earth, weighing up to 14,000 pounds, is not a predator. It is a herbivore of apocalyptic appetite. A single elephant eats 400 pounds of vegetation per day. A herd of 50 elephants can reshape a landscape in weeks. Elephants are not typically prey for lions. An adult elephant can kill a lion with a single strike of its trunk or foot. But young elephants, calves weighing only 200 pounds, are vulnerable. A lion tribe will work together to separate a calf from its mother, to surround it, to bring it down. The mother elephant, experiencing a fury that matches anything in the animal kingdom, will charge at lions with a blind determination to kill. Often, the lions retreat. Often, the calf survives. But sometimes, the lion's coordination overcomes maternal protection. The savanna is cruel. Even motherhood does not guarantee survival. The role of elephants extends far beyond individual drama. Elephants are ecosystem engineers. They knock down trees, open up dense woodland, creating grassland for grazers. They dig water holes during droughts, creating water sources for other species. They migrate vast distances, moving nutrients from one region to another through their dung. Without elephants, the savanna becomes different, more densely forested, populated by different species. The presence or absence of elephants determines the entire character of the landscape. The savanna's apex predator, the one predator that rules above all others, is one that hunts with fire and iron and pesticides. Humans have entered the savanna. They have killed lions for sport. They have killed wild dogs for livestock protection. They have poisoned predators. They have fenced off migration routes. They have drained water holes. They have reduced ecosystems to isolated islands of wilderness surrounded by human development. The wild dog population has declined by 95% of the last century. Lions have declined by 88%. The great herds of wildebeest, zebra, and buffalo that once numbered in the millions have been reduced to hundreds of thousands. The predator-prey balance that evolved over millions of years is being compressed and transformed by human activity in mere decades. But there is hope. In national parks and protected areas, the savanna is recovering. Wild dogs are being studied, protected, reintroduced. Lions are stabilizing. The knowledge that humans are gaining about these animals is creating the possibility of coexistence. In some parts of Africa, pastoralists are learning to live alongside predators. Tourism has created economic incentives to preserve wildlife. Slowly, carefully, the balance is being restored. So, returning to the original question, who really rules the savanna? The answer is not simple. The lion is the symbolic king, the animal of legend and power. The wild dog is the most intelligent and efficient hunter. The elephant is the landscape architect, the species that determines the structure of entire ecosystems. The buffalo is the dangerous prey that kills predators. The crocodile is the ancient guardian of water. The hyena is the powerful scavenger and hunter. Each species rules its domain. Each species has evolved to master some aspect of survival. If forced to choose, the animal that comes closest to ruling the entire savanna is the one that understands cooperation best, the wild dog. Without the wild dog's role as predator and ecosystem regulator, the savanna's prey populations would explode and crash. Without the wild dog's efficiency, other predators would starve more frequently. The wild dog's presence creates stability across the entire system. But even this ruler has limits. The wild dog cannot survive without prey. It cannot survive without territory. It cannot survive without pack cohesion. The savanna's true ruler is the ecosystem itself, the complex web of relationships that ties predator to prey, hunter to hunted, death to life.